Fam, what's up? I appreciate you guys being here. Give a roll tide inside the comment box. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for joining me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Let me know where you're watching from inside the comment box. It is Feel Good Friday right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I added some new emojis for you guys for the fan funders of this YouTube channel, so definitely check them out. You can use them by going inside the comment box and hitting the emojis. I appreciate you guys being fan funders of Bama Football on YouTube. Today we start out talking some Nick Saban. And my goodness, do we miss Coach Saban already? The good news is that Coach Saban, he hasn't really, while he's not the head football coach of Alabama anymore, like he's still around and he still has this magnificent presence. And correct me if I'm wrong, I feel that his presence now is even greater than, it's been. He is now at this higher level. He is in the ultra phase of his life, of his career, right? It's amazing to see. So last night, as you know, he won the Icon Award from the ESPYs, and literally it was a legendary speech. People are going to be, you got like Stuart Scott, right, who gave his speech. You got Jimmy V, right, who gave his speech, and everybody who's given these legendary speeches. I think this one last night will be one that we go back and look on. By the way, there's some new emojis that dropped inside the comment box. I added Kalen DeBoer, Courtney Morgan, threw one up on myself, created one for our Auburn fans, and I'll continue to add more going forward. I want to see, kind of how they look inside the comment box. So go ahead and use those. I appreciate you guys being here. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. Roll Tide. We'll talk about recruiting here in a minute. Hey, Kyle, I know you always talk about 5 stars, or Daryl Johnson is a 5-star in 24/7 sports composite ranking. So is Derek Meadows, pushed his commitment back to 20th. Yes, we are going to talk about that for sure. I appreciate you being here. Southern Red, what's up? Good morning. I love that emoji. Vanna, what's up? I appreciate you. James Ross, what's going on, man? Appreciate you being here. And Jarvis, of course. Chris in New Jersey, everybody up in here, right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. Good morning, Garrett. Good to see you. Vanna checking in with the new emojis. Yeah, I like them. They look good, right? Okay, I love the undefeated one. The Auburn sucks one is hilarious too. One of the most impactful things that Coach Saban said, and we'll talk recruiting on this as well. I just want to kind of open up with Coach Saban, because what he said last night, look, I get it. And I would never get political on this channel. I do, and I've expressed my love for this country countless times. We had the president who spoke last night, right? And then you had Nick Saban who spoke. And it's like Nick Saban, like the poise and his wisdom that he has is leadership. And that's why I always loved listening to Coach Saban at the podium on Monday, Wednesday, post-game, whatever it was. He provided so much wisdom to everybody, and it transcended more through football, right? Through like life. There's even stuff that I, like to think that, after listening to so many of Coach Saban's press conferences, I picked up a lot from Coach Saban. To be able to listen to hours of Coach Saban speak, honestly, I feel like even my game personally got elevated just because of listening to his life stories and his life lessons and sitting there and always watching. Exactly, Jarvis. Always dropping those gems, okay? So yesterday, what did we talk about yesterday on the show, right? We talked about, and we started off with Jalen Milroe, Caden Proctor, and Tyler Booker at the Alabama's Children's Hospital, right? Because it's bigger than football, right? And what Coach Saban said last night, people are always going to remember what you say. They're going to remember how you made them feel, right? Which is 1,000,000% true. You might not remember all of the conversations that you've had with people, but honestly, you remember if somebody was nice to you. You remember if somebody helped you out. You remember those times where you might have been in the trenches, right, in your life. You might have been going through a hard time. You remember somebody that you just met that was just genuinely good to you. And that's something that Coach Saban learned from his father, and that's something that Coach Saban wants to continue. And he said something that I thought was really impactful, is he said that, instead of asking somebody, how are you doing? in like going up to him like, who did you help today? So always service, and they have the Knicks Kids Foundation, which does a great job giving back to the community. In fact, they've built 18 houses here in Tuscaloosa. I've been a part of just one rebuild, right? And I was out there for like, several hours. Coach Saban's built 18 houses in Tuscaloosa for people to live in, right? Those people are going to remember their houses and those being built by Saban more than the championships. Now, of course, you're always going to remember, your top teams, but I love it. Okay, you guys like the new emojis? I'll continue to work on the emojis. I added the kind of like the red background. I feel it pops along with the white, so you guys go ahead and mess with them. I got Courtney Morgan, Coach Kayla Nabor. I threw one of myself. Auburn sucks, and I put the horns down behind a red background. So if you're a fan funder, you can use those emojis inside the comment box. I also saw this. Coach Saban's up there with his first and last Heisman Trophy winner, right? Courtesy of ABC, right? This is a screen grab. And you have Coach Saban up there dropping gems. And then at the end, Coach Saban said he has enough Alabama players there to have practice, right? So it's good to see. And you kind of reflect back on Coach Saban's long tenured career and the players that he produced, but also the quality of men that he produced. A lot of these guys have gone on and created foundations on their own. It's good to see. Love it. And, Coach Saban and it sucks, man. It looks really good. This is actually my favorite photo, to be honest. Look at this. Like these are goals. Okay. Like you want to get to this phase, right? What do they call this era of your life? Like the golden years, right? I'm serious. Look how good these two look at the ESPYs, right? And Coach Saban also thanked his wife, Ms. Terry. He said he called her the love of his life. And Henry with the 10 spot, man. Henry's supporting us. We appreciate it. Garrett Clemens just become a fan funder, man. And look, and remember how frustrating it was when Coach Saban he retired, and everybody was saying that it was because of Miss Terry. That no, like it was time. And like, look, they look amazing. I have to say that I do like Coach Saban with the beard. Kind of like stubble that he's been having coming out. But they look really sharp, polished up here. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. Opening up today's show, talking Coach Saban and, the lovely Miss Terry and everything that they've done for Alabama, but more about his, him winning the Icon Award. Other guys who have won that award, Kobe Bryant. Who has the Mamba mentality. And it's kind of about the mindset and, I think Peyton Manning won it as well. So a long list, Jimmy V. So a long list of distinguished award winners to win that award. And congratulations to Coach Saban as he continues to flourish in this phase of retirement. All right. As we turn the page now to recruiting, it looks like Derek Meadows has now changed his recruitment date. Jarvis, can you get my back on that? He was supposed to, and we had a video, and we talked about this yesterday. So kind of set the stage. Derek Meadows, and I had a lot of people yesterday saying that he was going to go to Alabama, but then I was reading the comment box, and a lot of people were saying that he was going to go to Notre Dame. Well, he's going to commit on Saturday. That was kind of the plan, all in place, right? And from what I've seen, he changed his commitment date to not this Saturday, but next Saturday, which is July 20th. Why did he change his date? I have no idea. This happens all of the time. And usually they change the date, they re-announce like the top 3, a top 4. This is common. So I don't know what is going on between the scenes. I actually like it because you never want to make a rush decision. Derek Meadows, whether it's Notre Dame, whether it's LSU, whether it's Alabama, or I don't know, maybe someone else, I think he has a lot to think about. Look, because you want to pair up with this Alabama team and who they have at quarterback and all of the other wide receivers that are probably going to jump on board, man, you could do something really, really special. Someone mentioned this yesterday in the comment box. They said, could you imagine Derek Meadows and Caleb Odom together, right? Along with Ryan Williams, along with Alatsier Brooks kind of down the road. Man, I mean, you're talking about the ride-up mentality. So Derek Meadows was supposed to commit tomorrow. And now he is scheduled to commit on the 20th. Okay, so Jarvis hasn't heard it, so we'll continue to keep you posted as news happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. It's the first I've seen of it as well. There's, people are talking, and it looks like he has pushed back his commitment, which isn't a problem. Now, things are starting to really heat up in terms of Caleb Cunningham, okay? So you have Caleb Cunningham right here. He posted this on his Instagram channel, right? And he has in the background Cold Summer. Now, Cold Summer is a song by Fabulous, which talks about how you're going to turn a top dog into an underdog. And that was created by Courtney Morgan, the general manager, who, by the way, we have an emoji of him. Could someone post the emoji of Courtney Morgan inside the comment box? So Caleb Cunningham is a 5-star wide receiver right here, pictured, with a Odell Beckham Jr., the scoop. There we go. There's the Courtney Morgan. By the way, that Courtney Morgan graphic looks fire. The emojis, right? All right. So anytime we say Courtney Morgan, we'll drop that in. Hey, can you help me? What other emojis? I was thinking about what other emojis should we add, right? Because now I have the template laid out, so it's really easy for me to cook up the emojis. Chris is on it, of course. Thank you, Chris. Of course. Road Warrior, what's up, man? I like that one of me. That's hilarious. And then there's some other ones. So, right, that was a good choice. The red in the background. So in this photo, I don't even know if you can see it if we zoom in. But I believe he has Alabama gloves on. Okay. So Caleb Cunningham, I don't know when this young man is going to commit. He's a 5-star. We've talked about him before. He is out of the state of Mississippi, and it looks like it's close to him. It looks like it's a heavy, heavy Bama lean. Take your time, make a decision, and if it is Alabama that he pulls the trigger, along with Derek Meadows, along with Khalil Lockett, we talked about yesterday, who is going to be the receiver that can – it seems like it's going to be a receiver next. We just, probably Caleb Cunningham at this point in time. And I haven't seen anything related to A.K. Dare. Nothing. Roll Tide Problems. What's up, man? What do I think about Naheem Oford and Jamie French? Look, we haven't talked a lot about Naheem Oford, who's the number 1 player in the state of Alabama that is currently committed to Ohio State, and Jamie French, who at one point was committed to Alabama, was a wide receiver in the class of 2025. I think things aren't finished with Naheem Oford. I think there'll be some point during the season where Alabama makes a really strong run at him. And I think kind of the same thing with Jamie French. I mean, you heard Keelan Russell call him out. He was like, hey, if you want to be a part of this class, come on board. And I think anytime, and I was talking about this yesterday, anytime you have a quarterback of this caliber and he's calling you out to be one of his takers, wide receivers, hey, you listen. So I think that things aren't over for Naheem Oford, even though we really haven't talked about him, probably been quiet. Ohio State, look, they have a good thing going as well, but look, he's an in-state guy. I don't think it's over until it's absolutely over. Caleb Cunningham, at some point in time, due to announce his decision, he is a 5-star out of the state of Mississippi. We looked at this yesterday, and I want to bring this back into the front. And we are looking at Alabama's defensive line. And when you look to Alabama's defensive line, I see a wide range of talent. And I think there's going to be a lot of competition here because, a lot of these guys are capable to be interchangeable at starters. So, I cooked up this graphic as well, and I explained this briefly, and I wanted to hit on this again. You have in this 4-2-5 defense, you have what's called a bandit and a wolf. All right. So the bandit is a defensive end that's under 300 pounds, let's say, like a Jamarian Latham, a little bit more athletic than your standard defensive end that's, down in the trenches. Think of a LT Overton, who could also make a push right here. And think of a player like Keon Keeley, who's a freshman last season, now a redshirt freshman, that was moved from linebacker to this bandit position. And as we talked about yesterday, Kane Womack sees a very high ceiling for Keon Keeley. And I asked, even inside the comment box, how much playing time do you think Keon Keeley gets this coming season, right? And Jarvis, another good point. Logjam of talent, for sure. And that's fine. You got to be patient. Tim Keenan, look, I love Tim Keenan. I've been hyping him up for a long time. I'm not going to forget about Jaheim Otis. And Damon Payne, his time will come. I don't know when, but Damon Payne, as you can see from this graphic, he's a big man. I mean, Damon Payne is listed at, 303 pounds? Jaheim Otis, 320. Tim Keenan, the way that he moves, what is he at, 315? So, Patriot Life, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here. It is Friday. We made it to Friday. We're talking about Coach Saban, and now we kind of segue to the defensive line, wrapping up some recruiting news. It's Feel Good Friday. I appreciate you guys being here and enjoying your day right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Remember, news as it happens. We got some new emojis that dropped. Patriot, and look, don't get hurt over who has emojis and who doesn't. That was, look, if you have an emoji, that means, you've contributed a lot to the site. But if you don't, that doesn't mean that we don't love you. So look, we're grown-ups. So, please don't stress out about that, or email me or text me and be like, why don't I have an emoji? Look, I cook up different emojis, and, I'm doing the best. I'm literally like a one-man band operation. So there's a not like people email me and they'll be like, why this or that? Honestly, I don't have time for favorites or anything like that. I just kind of do things as I see fit. But kind of getting back to this defensive line, you have Tim Smith, who I think could be, look, Tim Smith or James Smith, who I don't even have listed here. Those guys are going to provide a lot of competition. And I think Q-Rob on the outside of this Wolf position, look, there's going to be so much competition at Wolf. I didn't even list Yanzi Pierre, okay? And I think he is going to be another guy that contributes. And then look, Keanu Coe, a lot of people calling for him as well. I don't know. I mean, the starters at this Wolf position and the Wolf position at the University of Alabama is held in such high regard because you've sent two players back-to-back seasons in the first round, William Anderson and Dallas Turner. That's basically the Wolf position again. I love Q-Rob. Keanu's excellent. Quay and Yanzi Pierre, I think in time will be really good. Next week we'll start to look at the secondary. I'll have a graphic ready where we can start to look at the secondary and kind of put the pieces in place. And then, we'll kind of go for it from there. So those are kind of the topics we are talking about today. And of course we started out with Coach Saban. There hasn't been, mega news. But I think it's coming. I mean, it was so high, maybe like 10, there was like a 10-day, 14-day stretch where things were just on fire. Look, things have not cooled down. I get it. It's still the cold summer. Things are still going to happen. Who knows? Maybe this weekend. I mean, Todd Tipton does a really good job inside the comment box. He said it could be a good weekend for Alabama. So stay close, right? Enjoy your Friday. Keep the notifications on. And before I go, this segment will be a little bit shorter. It's Friday. What other emojis should we add that kind of represent our community or our, kind of like our brand? I was thinking about it, right? So if you see it on the replay or whatever, let me know. I'll think of some as well. We don't really have a cold, right? I mean, we could type in cold on our own, maybe like cold summer, right? Kind of how we have the Roll Tide. I was thinking about that. Looks like we have two of the same Kalen DeBoer, so we can erase one of those. Roll Tide. I don't think I could do a Roll Tide Willie because that would be like, using him, when I don't know. Because I thought about, Roll Tide. I don't think I could, though. That's like his image. Roll Tide props. Kyle, I'm going to a football camp today and put on by Jalen Milroe. I'm really excited. Looking forward to meeting him and saw the hospital picture and knew it was special. Yeah, enjoy yourself, man. I mean, anytime that you can be around Jalen Milroe, it's uplifting. I mean, the guy is an absolute, he's a man, and he's been raised right by his parents. People keep sleeping on him. You saw that he only has a 90 rating in the NCAA the football game, which is hilarious. But you saw that play, I'm sure, by Big Al is a good one for sure. Icy, okay, yeah. I like that Icy, and I like Big Al. But you saw Kendrick Law on the jet sweep, right? Turning it on. I mean, I'm sure everybody saw that on Twitter. I can't wait to play the game. I know a lot, like Josh Pate got to play the game with Alabama football, and I think he played with a couple other teams. And, I am so excited about this video game, and I know you are too. And we're going to play it right here on Bama Football on YouTube as well. So as news happens, we got you covered right here at Bama Football on YouTube. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy this beautiful thing called life. Call your mom, call your dad. If they're still around, call your grandparents. Tell them that you love them. Spend time with your family. Barbecue. Get out on the grill. I know it's hot, but you can still chill. Enjoy life. I love you guys. Thank you so much for believing in me and the channel. I will be back as news happens, and watch for other videos that I throw up, whether it's a short or whether it's other just regularly uploaded videos. I'll be working on graphics or some new emojis, but I appreciate you guys, from Jarvis to Patriot Life to Garrett to Southern Red to Debbie, even those that aren't here right now. We appreciate all of you guys up in the undefeated. Stay good. Road Warrior, I see you. Chris from New Jersey, Garrett, Henry, thanks for the super chat. And Garrett for becoming a fan funder, and everybody else up in the undefeated. My name is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Friday going into the weekend. Back as news happens. Watch for more videos coming right to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama.